God is consistent. Men and women, are inconsistent. We see this in Saul. It doesn't take much. This is the first time this happens, but it's going to happen again and again. Saul is reminded of his love for David. He overflows with love for David when he's reminded of it. Then he gets jealous, suspicious, paranoid, angry, and he wants to kill him. And he flip flops between the two. There is no consistency in Saul. Now, many people, as I have said before, say that the God of the New Testament is different from the God of the Old Testament. But here in Isaiah, we have the God of the Old Testament promising that all people will worship in his temple. You see, he mentions eunuchs there. A eunuch is someone who has been castrated, which might happen to you in Babylon if you've been taken captive, as the Jews had been. And if you're castrated, you're excluded from the people of God and from worshiping in the temple. But here God says to the eunuch and to others, you will be welcomed in. He begins with his chosen people, the Jews, the people of Israel, but he expands that until all of mankind become his chosen people, also known as the church. Let's take a look at what's going on in the New Testament readings. First of all, just briefly, Jesus says, why do you say to me, Lord, Lord, but you don't do what I tell you? Oh, Lord, and you go off and do whatever you want. People were the same then as they are now. But we have here one verse in Hebrews, and I focused on Hebrews 11:1 because it's famous. Translators have struggled trying to really give the sense of what the author of Hebrews is saying in Hebrews 11:1. And here we have on Bible Hub a commentary, the highlighted part. The whole verse then may be rendered, now faith is the giving substance to what is hoped for, the testing of things not seen. And the next commentary here on the Bible Hub page actually quotes Dante. But first of all, let's look up here, verse 1. Now faith is the substance or ground or confidence in some translations of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. But there are many different translations of hypostasis, which is translated substance. And he goes over that, but then he quotes Dante in the original Italian, and then here in a translation we can appreciate, and this is from Paradise, Paradiso. Dante says, the things profound that here vouchsafe to me their apparition from all eyes here below are so concealed that all their being is in faith alone, upon the which high hope doth base itself, and therefore faith assumes the place of substance. Now that's hard to understand. Dante is writing about the visions that his character has seen in heaven. The things profound that here vouchsafe to me their apparition. In other words, the things I see in heaven that are so amazing from all eyes here below, meaning on earth, are so concealed, hidden, that all their being is in faith alone. These are real things, but they only seem real to us on earth through the act of faith, upon the which high hope doth base itself. Faith and hope are tied together, and therefore faith assumes the place of substance. The substance of things hoped for, the evidence or proof of things not seen. That verse also implies that what we have faith and hope for exists in a certain sense already in us. And even if we say, well, how can I how can I hope and have faith in eternal life, in heaven, in the blessings of Jesus? I sure don't feel them today. Well, no, perhaps not. And yet, we do get these little indications and glimpses of, I would say, both heaven and hell, based on how we live or what we experience over the course of our lives. Sometimes some of you may have experienced something sublime, the Grand Canyon, a beautiful, oh, where I am today. It's more beautiful than it looks. When the moon comes up over that lake here in Duluth, Minnesota, I can feel the presence of God. But I still need faith because I'm still on earth. And as Dante says, the things up there really only exist for us down here, in a sense, in this nebulous thing called faith. Pistis in Greek is the word for it, which means not just what we think of as faith, because sometimes we say, faith, oh, I've got faith. I believe this and I'm never going to doubt it. That's not exactly what faith is. Faith is a kind of trust in something that's tentative and that's not solid completely. We don't completely possess what we have to have faith in. You know, I mean, if you're on a trip somewhere, you have to have faith that you're going to get where you're trying to get to. That's why you keep going. So in this in-between world where we live, faith becomes for us this already present thing, this evidence of things hoped for, and this substance or confidence or grounded confidence in things not seen. It already exists. Eternal life already begins to exist in us and among us, especially as we experience things like beauty in nature, truth as we're learning, and love. And that's what we know. It's substantial in an insubstantial way, but that's what we're asked to go on. And any particular movement to try to make the objects of our faith more substantial tends to really get us into trouble. Trying to build utopian communities or establish organizations that end up being cults because we want the faith, we want the object of our faith to be present here and now at all times and under our control and power, and it's not. It's a gift from God, and it's something we can't possess, at least not fully now. We can only have hints of it and then act on those hints. And that's what faith and hope are. In the rest of chapter 11, Hebrews is going to go into this exposition about the heroes of the faith, the Old Testament saints who had faith and who lived by faith. And so your assignment today is going to be what? I don't know. Let's take a look. First of all, while I'm thinking of your assignment, well, now, you know, it's not going to focus. Oh, look at that. It focused. There's a big freighter. I love Duluth, and there's beautiful weather. This is August still while I'm recording these. Your assignment is give me an example of faith in action. And once again, if you're not watching these videos, you'll get a 0 because I didn't give you the assignment till the very end of the video because I'm so tricky. Okay, more tomorrow, God willing.